Well, reality claims to be all things to all. Yes, one power, one mind, one body, one spirit, and everything that you're operating, you're in control of, even if you're seemingly out of control. Look, it's all possibilities. But it stays potential until you enter in and begin to think from. When you move in and begin to think from, that this world is your world of experiencing. Yeah, well, subconscious mind is never going to question you as to what your self-talk is, because your self-talk is the model that subconscious builds your world upon. Yes. Yes, this is about dressing your world of experiencing. So, what you did, all in imagination, which no one can see but you, which is the only one who really needs to see, because your world is coming through you. It isn't coming to you. Yes, it's being expressed in your world, and then everyone will see it. And hopefully it's lovely and of good report, because that's what we're told, to think only on things that are lovely and of good report. And we're also told that the drama man is good and very good. But if that's not what you're experiencing, see. No, I'm not here to make judgment about anything. This is not judgment. This is about information. This is about you discerning what you're hearing by the hearing of the ear. This is about you contemplating and meditating. Oh yeah, of course I have opinions, yes. I have many opinions. But this is not the place for my opinions. No. This is not about me, the man. I thought I made that very clear. These messages came through me. They didn't come from me. No, this is not like you and I having dinner together. No, talking over whatever we would be talking over. But it's that simple. You tell me about something you're doing, I'll tell you about something I'm doing. That's not what this is. This is about a message that you left for yourself. It is the same message for every child born of woman. It's your message. And yeah, it's there for everyone to find it eventually, and everyone will in some time slot. You can't lose. No one can take it away from you. But for a time, you can go through without recognizing it. Well, it's about awakening. And we're all in the act of awakening in varying degrees of intensity and intent. But how much are you paying attention? Because what has your attention has your life. That's the story. If you want a place to start, I mean, it's really very simple. I can stand up here and make all sorts of statements about what has happened, things that I've told you, but I'm sure I could make it more entertaining, I suppose, but that's not what I'm here for, is just to entertain you. This is information. Information you left for yourself that you may not have yet recognized to live better. Oh, I know how long I went without recognizing what was actually right with me all along. But I didn't have a clue as to what was going on. Yeah. Oh, my sense world, yes. But I didn't think of anything beyond that. Natural man-mind reasoning. Yes. What else is there? See, that's what these talks are about. The talk is to acquaint you with you. You have a valid say, as valid a say as anyone in this world. And you needn't be coerced in any way, in any state, to think anything, to feel anything you don't want to feel. That is, unless you choose to do so. Choose this day. That is the message. This day. Or you can give yourself away. You can sell yourself cheaply. And we all do in varying degrees in intensity and intent at times, I assure you. Yeah, well, all you have to do is ask yourself, what do you intend to do from this moment forward? And how serious are you about doing to move in and to think from better than the best yet? Reiteration and reiteration. That is our suggestion nightly, because that is the way you wind up changing your life, your lifestyle, change your mind, change your world, is a given, already a given. And it's suggested that you do so. Feel after him and you'll find him. And that him you're feeling after is you. See what it is that you're feeling, thinking, feelingly about, because that will be your world of experiencing, good or otherwise. So our suggestion nightly is just listen often. Thank you, and good evening. Yes. Oh, here, thank you. I'll take that. Yes. Yes. Good evening. Welcome to the Metaphysical Art Theater. My name is Lindell, and tonight I thought that I could convince others of what I had experienced first person, but you just can't do that because it is a first person present tense experiencing. You believe it or you don't believe it. And if you believe it, then you'll test it. And if you test it, then you'll know that you know first person. And then it will no longer be just hearsay. Attitude awareness and imaginational control is just for that. Better control. Control of your imagination. Look, if you're seeing the Bible as secular history, you see, that's man, the drama, the play, rather than divine history, which is the God-man, the man who is God. And that's what Jesus told us all. When you see me, the man, you see the Father. And did he not tell you that he was a man just as you, flesh and blood? Don't kid yourself. You could be in a very large crowd and have no communication going on at all, because no one would really be relaxed enough to allow themselves to be vulnerable enough, even for moments at a time, to receive the better ideas, the better attitudes, attitude awareness, and imaginational control. That's what it's all about. In you, always right where you are, always available. You're never being put on hold. Think about it. You turn to me, I'll turn to you, God says. That's already a done deal. You're already given permission, authority, and on God's side of the authority, it's already a done deal, because he's already agreed. Yes. Completed? Yes. Well, what it is that you're being told is, arouse thyself, O Lord, why sleepest thou? The Lord in you. And you're told to be awakening to the gifts that are already given, to dream the dream. And all of this is a virtual reality of a dream. And you say, well, that sounds insane. And yes, I do understand it does when you first hear this. To those who are unaware, to the natural man-mind reasoning, yes, it would seem insane. But that's what Scripture has been saying for thousands of years. That's what the wise men have been saying down through the centuries for thousands of years. That it is as within, so without. It's all attitude. Oh, you hear it. Some agree, some disagree. Yeah. Are we not told it's like 30, 60, 90 awakening? Yes, it's about you going within. It is about your willingness to do so. It is about your feeling after. You know, if you're not feeling after, you're not going to find. It's that simple as that. And you're told that if you will feel after, you shall find. Shall find. And what are you looking for? Some people get angry with me when I ask the question that way. And I fooled myself for many, many years. Wanted this, wanted that, and it really wasn't that at all. That was merely a disguise. That was merely something that I thought I had to do, or maybe just a band-aid on a serious wound. It really wasn't doing anything beneficial in my personal attitudes about generally everything. You see, if it doesn't seem to be working too well, then it's just we're not paying attention. We're not being focused. It should. We're told that the drama man is good and very good. And if you're not experiencing that, well, you see, then we're just not paying attention. Operating from wrong attitudes, and I do know about that first person, I can assure you. But I fought against the whole idea of having to change, even though I was agreeing that the changes would be beneficial, it would be logical. Yeah. Yes, it's just ego. Man's ego wanting to run the show. And anytime ego thinks you're going to start thinking about something more than just natural man-mind reasoning, the ongoing drama, well, he'll jump up and down and charge all kinds of ruckus in your life to change your mind back. If you're not getting the message, it's an easy mark for him. But if you're getting the message, you see, then ego will fear losing control. And to him, that's unacceptable. His aim is to run the show. Well, he's been fed and nurtured so long by your giving, by your energy. And it's about sharing an attitude that you have a valid say. You're about saying your valid say. You're the ones given to choose. And whatsoever is what we were given to choose from as a potential. No, this is not about guilt trips or any nonsense like that. This is not thinking about punishment. Why would someone even consider that the God that they're worshiping, the God that they believe created all things, the God who is represented as absolute love, loves absolutely, would need to punish anyone for anything? At some point you'll understand, I'm right here with you, here, now. God is telling you, Jesus is telling you, I and my Father are one, even as you and I are one, right here, right now. This is so. But if you don't agree with this, then you're just denying yourself. You want to take your chances? That's allowed too. Well, whatsoever also includes your being foolish if you desired to do so. You're not being denied anything. What you're being told is go for the better, always for the better. Feel after him, and you'll find him, you being the better. Oh, what about the prodigal son? He was out blowing his inheritance and wound up sleeping and eating with the pigs. Get up and go home. Go home to your father. Or even a slave in your father's house would be much better off than here eating with the pigs. You would be fed and cared for. And as he was on his way home with the idea that if I could just get a place to eat and sleep, how wonderful that would be. Then, yes, and here's his father running out toward him with a robe and a ring and throwing a great party for him. And that's really the story. My son has come home. You have turned to me. I'll turn to you. That's God's promise. That's right here, right now. No, we're not talking about something that happened 2,000 years ago. This is divine history. This is talking about our everydayness. And someone will say, well, you don't understand. Actually, yes, I do. To a greater degree than I ever have before. Not because I figured anything out. But I do know, and I know because of the simple act, I ask. I was told to ask, believing is receiving. And for years, I don't know why I didn't. I had no real justification not to. I was waiting, and I don't even know what I was waiting for. I was looking for. I didn't even know what I was looking for. I really didn't know what I wanted. Do you? Look, I'm laying this on the line because I want you to understand that everybody goes through this in varying degrees of intensity and intent, and whatever it is you're claiming as an excuse not to come forward in your own behalf, to stand and see the victory, to know first person. Well, if you have an excuse, you'll use it. You have to lay it down. You have to let it go. Let go and let God. And however justified you feel that you can defend it, let it go. Look, if it's not serving you, let it go. And that's what we're told. Let go and let God. And you say, well, that sounds kind of strange. Why is that? Why is that strange? Oh, you're trying to explain to me you can't change what you believe? What nonsense. I mean, really, think about it. You really believe that you can't change what you believe? Well, then you're probably still acting like a 2-year-old. Well, let's say you're a 6-year-old and you're growing up as a little boy. Did you know? Do you know and think the way you did then? No. You thought like a 6-year-old. And that's what it is we're saying. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. And now that I am a man, an adult, I speak as an adult, yes. Change your mind, change your world. Well, you're changing what you believe. And that, well, you say, yeah, really, it's your life. Start living it like you really mean it. I mean, why would you stop believing better than the best? Look, you're not being denied anything. You're told asking, believing is receiving. And you can test this for yourself. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to go anywhere. No one needs to know what you're thinking about. But they will eventually see the results. Well, and then by then you'll probably be sharing the message. We're told, do a thing and you shall have the power. Do you believe God? Do you believe God's promise? Well, you're saying, yes, I believe in God. But you see, that really wasn't the question. The question was, do you believe God's promises? And what is it I'm trying to say? I thought it was very plain. There it is. Well, if you don't understand the question, I ask you, do you believe God? And you're saying yes. But then on the other hand, you're telling me that you're suffering this and suffering that. And something here then is amiss. You're saying, well, God's not hearing my prayers. Oh, He hears, yes, and you're being answered and what you're receiving. No, He knows exactly what you've asked for, because if there's a mistake made, I don't believe God made the mistake. Well, until you agree to turn within and actually feel after the better you're looking for, you won't know it. You want to just explore. Well, tell everyone if you know. But how disappointed you're really going to be. Well, yeah, you're right. They're going to think you're nuts around the bend, even by some of those closest to me. And yes, I have been warned before many times not to say things the way I say things, because they're going to think you're crazy. Well, think whatever you will. Believe whatever you'll want to believe. It's your choice. Choose this day. And the only crazy thing that I did was believing that I could convince somebody else. You don't convince somebody else. It's information. Yes, you give them the information. My work isn't to convince you of anything. It is to deliver the message, the information that is your say is a valid say. I'm sharing with you your message, our message. And that's what it is that I'm doing, delivering to you your own message. As to whether you follow through or not, well, that's your business. That's your choice. You left yourself a remembrancer, and you're coded to know when you hear what's worthy of your attention. What it is you're to remember. Well, if you're hearing and understanding, then the hunger has come upon you first person. Don't turn away. As my teacher had said so often, when you get the message, open and quicken quickly. If you hear something you feel is worthy of your attention, hop on, follow through, stay on it, stay with it. See, when you start getting the benefits, you'll be encouraged to ever greater and greater degree to feel after. Seek and you shall find. Look, we're explorers. Explore. The Metaphysical Art Theater. You said, well, that's kind of like acting. But that's what we are. We're all actors. Are we not told from Shakespeare, all actors, men, women, all actors, and each man plays many parts? It's not about gender. Attitude awareness and imaginational control. That's what it's all about. Well, that's what you're really looking for, and it is right with you. Oh, it can be many other things, contemplation, meditation. Well, it's what has your attention has your life. Your attention, as my teacher had said so often, is the coin of heaven. How are you investing your attention? What are you paying attention to? Because what you're paying attention to has your life. Don't spend it. Invest your attention. Invest your time. Invest your energy. Invest your feeling after. Invest in patience in yourself to sit in the silence and feel after your ideal, your dream, your mission. It's the place where you do your work, is in the theater of mind, in the mind of imagination. What are you doing there? Check it out. Well, be a prospector of the mind. The gold, the diamonds, the precious gems, they're all there in abundance. All the help you need is nearer than hands and feet, you're told. For whatever success you're looking for, it is with you. And you're saying, well, what about right here and right now? Well, in the beginning, God, in the end, God. And in between is the drama man, the play of humanity for all of us. And from that, we're called one by one to enter in. Well, you're given choose this day. If yesterday was okay, fine, well, then improve on it. If yesterday wasn't fine, well, then choose anew today. Yeah, why tell you to do so if you can't do it? I mean, what would you be waiting to do? Waiting for what? How can you be blamed for doing something wrong unless you could have done it right? Well, that's why there's forgiveness, so that now you can do in accordance with your dream. Oh, health, wealth, relationships. What are you looking for? Feel after him, you, doing, being. Well, the nonsense, you just have to let it go. We're told, blessed is the man that does not condemn himself for that which he has allowed. See? Has allowed. Yes. No, it's not about continuing. No, it's not about not enjoying life. You can enjoy life to the nth degree. Nothing's being withheld. Oh, I know what you're saying. You're saying you're not an actor. But everything you've done since you were just a small child has been you acting as though you could until you could. Remember? Well, then you did it till you can do it even better. Why stop? There's no limit. I mean, yeah, why neglect a working system? And it's working. And you are working the system. And the difference is that you're aware or you're unaware. You understand? Conscious or unconscious, you're using imagination. Is it leading you where you want to go? As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, so does he, so has he. That's been the story for thousands of years. That is your message. I mean, why wouldn't you at least consider better than the best and do so consistently, persistently? You want simple, I wanted simple, and there it is. I didn't say it was easy. I said it was simple. Just show up. No, you don't have to go anywhere. You're told go in a closet, close the door, and when you're alone, speak to your Father which is in heaven. If you can speak to your Father which is in heaven when you're alone, there it is. Just as Jesus had told us. He was telling you straight. I and my Father are one, even as you and I are one. One. Yes, feel after him and you'll find him. What are you feeling after in your imaginal activity? Well, what is it that you see yourself doing in the theater of mind? In imagination. Is what you're doing lovely and of good report? Well, expand and expand and expand on it. Look, if it's a negative, stop it. If you don't want to experience it in your world, then don't do that, because it's just as creative. You're on all the time. Yes, it is a potential of whatsoever. You can sit and whine and cry over negative scenarios, things that have happened to you in the past, or what might happen to you in the future that you're afraid of. But that's part of the program also, whatsoever. Yes. That's why it's called the drama man, the play of humanity, because we're told that it's good and very good. And if that's not what we're experiencing, you see, well, then that's we denying ourselves. Yes, we're denying ourselves. Oh, I've been told, quite frankly, many times I shouldn't say things the way I say things. But hey,